reason is we've mentioned it, we want to support our bodies in a way that's not, it's not a crazy extreme thing. It's not a cleanse in a box thing. It's supporting your body in a healthy way on top of what you're doing with food. So I'm going to talk about our product partner, USANA Health Sciences. But first, I'm going to invite my husband, Daniel Lawrence, up because he's going to just share what a lifestyle change is all about and how USANA Health Sciences has been a part of it, because everyone here, the 28-day detox, it's a great program, but it's about the lifestyle change that you can potentially create. So Dan's going to tell us a little bit about his story before he was introduced to USANA Health Sciences and a healthy lifestyle, and then he's going to explain to us his life now.
And let me explain to you what this actually really meant. I'm a computer programmer, so I sit down all day and I program all day. I'd wake up every morning, I would shower and go to work. I wouldn't even have a breakfast. That was number one. Lunchtime, Wendy's, Subway, Burger King, McDonald's. I'd go there for every time for lunch. But I wouldn't get the small meals, I would always get the larger meals and the large pop. Every day. And my wife's going like this because I told her she didn't even know what I ate before till tonight. So a lot of you don't know too. Dinner time, I would actually drive home, and I would commute. I'd have an hour commute every day because I worked in the US actually. And I'd go home and once again, Wendy's, McDonald's, Burger King. I'd actually go to Mandarin and just get like the chicken fried rice and chicken balls with the sweet and sour sauce. That's all I would eat. All that mattered to me at that time in my life was that my stomach was full. I didn't care about nutrients. I didn't care. I just ate. I was full. I was happy, and I went on my computer for the rest of the night. That was my life. And then I also played volleyball one night a week. I'm a volleyball player. And I would play one night and I would feel pain for 3 days. And that's muscle pain. Like, you work out one day a week. When you first work out, you feel pain for a couple of days because your body's just getting shocked or into it. But I would do this weekly. I'd feel it weekly. And I thought that was normal. I was getting older. My body wasn't recovering this quicker. I thought it was fine.
You're getting old.
I was. I'm 30. I'm going to be 31 this month. But I just thought that's the way it was, right? And then I met Julie, and then she introduced me to USANA, and actually a little different kind of way of eating. And I was open to it at the time because, she asked me, she was like, are you happy with who you are? And when I looked in the mirror, I looked and I saw me, and I just saw me, and I'm like, was I really happy with who I was at the time? And the answer was really no at the time. And Julie asked me, she's like, do you want to try some new things? I'm like, sure, why not? And actually, I did this program that USANA offers, and I'm just going to mention it's called the Reset Program. And the first time I did it, I actually did the program the challenge that we just did, and I lost 25 pounds. And
In 12 weeks.
In 12 weeks. 12 weeks. Now, because I love my beer, I did a little too much, and I gained some of the weight back. But actually now, in August, we went on a trip to Punta Cana, and I decided, and I told Julie that I said, my goal now, my fitness goal is I want to get to 10% body fat or under. And I'm going to have to work, and work really hard to get to that. Now, 225, today I'm sitting at 204. And my body's staying around the same time because I'm right now using my own body weight for workout. The whole workout program I'm doing is actually called Insanity. It's pretty insane. But one of the biggest things that I've learned during this whole process is actually I understand my calorie intake. What I need to intake, what I actually need to eat for my body to burn what it needs, build what it needs.
This is really, how many people in the room are at least aware of the product partner that we work with, USANA Health Sciences? Just raise your hand. So it's about, you might have heard of them? Yeah. It's about 75% of you in here. So for those of you who haven't heard, the reason why so many of us have chosen to partner with USANA Health Sciences is because it's part of our lifestyle change. It's become a part of something we do every day, twice a day, and it's a company that we can trust our health with. It says 20 years in the making. USANA is a company founded on science, based on science, by a scientist. So just out of curiosity, how many people in the room take a multivitamin type of supplement right now today? Okay. So the challenge with the supplement market today is that a lot of what's out there is based on marketing dollars first and there's no science behind it, and it actually doesn't even get absorbed. So if you've taken care of your gut, you've done the probiotics and all that, and then you buy an off-the-shelf multivitamin, even if you're in the best gut health, like nothing happens. It just goes right through you, and you can still see the label when it comes at the other end when you're doing your transit time. So I didn't know that there was a difference. And this is when I was introduced to this company, USANA, when I was training for my second Ironman triathlon. Now, Ironman triathlon, you remember we talked about a little bit about toxins, antioxidants. When you exercise really heavy, actually you're putting more of that toxic load on your body. So you need antioxidants and vitamins even more than everybody else. So that's when I was introduced to the company, and I realized that there's a real big difference between an over-the-counter supplement and what USANA has to offer in an optimum level of supplementation. So founded by Dr. Myron Wentz, he's a microbiologist and an immunologist, and he understands the human cell. I bet you if you ask other nutritional companies if their stuff was the best, they would say it is. Right? Every company is going to tell you their products are the best. So I'm going to point out a few differences, why USANA is a different product, and why you may want to make the choice to follow our product recommendation using the USANA products while you do your 28-day detox. And as we said, it's a lifestyle. So potentially continue with those products every day for the rest of your life. So in terms of safety, high quality pharmaceutical grade manufacturing above what's required for Health Canada, which is very strict, above and beyond what's required for pharmaceutical levels. We're above pharmaceutical good manufacturing practices. So our products are made at a quality that's higher than prescription drugs. We manufacture our products in an FDA-approved facility, okay, not required for supplements, above and beyond what we need to do. And that allows us to have a 100% potency guarantee, so what is on the label is in the bottle every single time. So if you're buying a probiotic, you want to make sure that that probiotic is what it is in it. You know, if it says 12 billion live strains of 2 really good things, you want to make sure that's what's really in it. You're spending your money on this. You know, many of you are probably already spending your money on something, and you may or may not be certain of the quality or the purity that's there. So are you getting the nutrients we need? So we do a whole food detox. Why? Food is life. You have to feed your cells with food first. Best sources of antioxidants, fruits and vegetables. Absolutely. Are fruits and vegetables depleted? Yes. Is organic soil great? Yes. But does it have everything we need? No. It's just not possible. We have hurt this planet, and now it's affecting our food. So now we're looking at optimizing our antioxidant level. And Olinka mentioned that a little bit when she talked about the liver needing those antioxidants for that first step. So the essentials, which is the basis, you'll see on the form, there's a 28-day detox form. And you'll see on the back of that it tells you the essentials. It's 2 bottles, okay? And one's a mineral and one's an antioxidant. And you're going to take 2 of each twice a day. So imagine the difference between taking a 1-a-day product and something you take 2 of each bottles twice a day. It's just not the same thing. It's just not going to feel the same. And, you know, Dan talks about his reactions. I mean, he didn't know vitamins at all before. And I'm sure a lot of what he did is because we were dating and, you know, you kind of do what your partner's going to do because you want to impress them, right? Never
At
did
the
that.
beginning.
At the beginning. But now he's like, can you add this? He's like, can you add this vitamins to my order? I'm like, okay, now you're ordering more vitamins than me. Like, we got to talk about this. So I know. I was like, stop stealing my vitamins and stop stealing my omegas. He keeps stealing my, now he wants my probiotics. And anyways, and my Procosa now. Yeah, he wants my joint. He's stealing all my products. Anyway, not meant to replace food. This is meant to go above and beyond what you would ever get from food. So you'll learn more about the products that we have for the 28-day Total Body Detox. But before I get into the more nuts and bolts about the program, I'm going to invite Birnie up.
The 28-day detox last year, and it really was life-changing for me. So I know a lot of the people in the room, some really well, a few really well, and some don't know me that well. They know me as a pretty healthy person, a runner, a hockey player, a grandma, and that always seems to have pretty good energy. But what a lot of people don't know is that I'm a severe asthmatic, and I have been my whole life. I don't remember, but when I was a young baby, I was in and out of hospital quite a bit and was allergic to milk and to wheat. And then people talk about outgrowing allergies, but you don't really. Olinka's looking at me. But I was pretty good for the next couple of decades. And then in my late 20s, my asthma came back last month of my first pregnancy, kind of with a vengeance. And over the next 10 years, got a lot worse. So I still was able to have my active lifestyle. And I do that clearing throat thing. She's taking notes. The way I supported that was since about 1990, when my second child was born. I have been on an extremely high dose of inhaled steroids. I go to a respirologist, and my family doctor, who every time he looked at what I take when I would see him every year or so, he'd just shake his head because I was taking more inhaled steroids than anybody in his practice. But I had to. I had to breathe, and a lot of people still didn't. Yeah, you do. And I had to run marathons, and I had to chase my kids. So when we started looking at this detox last year, actually going back a couple of years before, we have some medical partners that are also in our business, and I had talked to an anesthetist in the U.S. about product recommendations that might help me minimize my need for prescribed drugs. And I tried introducing that and changing some of the things I was taking, but it really didn't make much of a difference. When I did the detox last year, I eliminated all liver loaders, which we're talking about alcohol, sugar, processed foods, and then I got rid of gluten, wheat, and dairy, because I learned from some of these very smart people that I get to talk to all the time that you don't ever really outgrow allergies, and I figured my body didn't like them very much. So I don't even remember finding it hard, and it's like 28 days, come on, you can do anything, and set your mind to it. But what has happened is that I have been able to decrease my inhaled steroids by 50%, which is huge. I know, it's huge. Because I always thought, you don't really see short-term side effects, but I know that long-term, my liver is having to detoxify all of this. And then my layman's understanding of what happened, I figured, is I probably, by sort of detoxing my liver, it's a lot better able to probably make use of those half dose that I take now. And so then I put dairy and wheat back in. I still eat pretty clean, but part of me knows, especially when she's talking about the throat clearing, and those who know me know that I do that a lot, is that I probably should be getting rid of dairy. So off to Florida tomorrow for 3 weeks, and when I come back, I'm going to be doing another detox. And I have to give up my cheese probably. Yeah. Yeah, but this is, as I said, and Julie, that's why Julie wanted me to talk about this. Like, this made such a huge effect. It just really enforced on me how important the liver is, and all the things you do through your whole life.
And use.
And yes, and I supported it with the HEPA, which is the milk thistle. The probiotics are amazing. I couldn't believe how well I felt. I've used many of the other products anyway, but those made a big, big difference. And I've continued to use those products and to try to eat less dairy than before, but I haven't been able to give it up completely, but I'm starting to think I need to. So yeah, and so what happens is you get up at 57, feel better probably than I ever have. I play hockey, I'm on the ice like 3 or 4 times a week, and I run marathons, and in the fall I'm going to be walking across Spain, 800 kilometers. So if you want to feel like that at 57, then take care of your liver and your body.
Thank you, Pat. Sarah Martel mentions this as well. She's done the detox as well, and she mentioned when she brings gluten back into her diet, that mental fog sort of creeps back in. It's things that you don't expect. So look at symptoms that you might not associate with what you're eating or what you're intaking that might actually be related to needing to detox. And some of the benefits are here of a detox. So for me, just my story, and one of the reasons I'm super passionate about this program is because my life has like really changed. Since I started this whole journey, with being introduced to USANA Health Sciences, my lifestyle changed. Going from doing my second Ironman and then my third, I lost 20 pounds in between by just changing what I was eating, and I had never lost a pound doing 2 Ironman trials, exercising all the time, never lost any weight. I had to make some serious changes in my lifestyle and that I didn't even know were possible. And I've learned, over time, like how different things affect my body. And I was resistant. So the reason this whole thing came about is because I didn't want to cut gluten out of my diet. I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Yeah, we're in the car.
My cheese.
I know. I was like, oh, the gluten. No, yeah, you and your cheese and me and my gluten. And I didn't even eat that much. But Dr. Libby Weaver, as I mentioned, I got to meet her and spend some time with her, a very short period of time. But I gave her a couple things that were going on with me. And she was like, I think you should cut gluten out of your diet, in her beautiful Australian accent. And when Dr. Libby says, I think you should cut gluten out of your diet, you're like, okay, I'll do it. So I was like, okay, I'm going to make a program out of it. So I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to get a bunch of people to do it with me so it's not so painful. I blogged about it every single day last year, so I will make that available. Now, I literally just bought 28daytotalbodydetox.com like yesterday, so please have a little bit of patience, but these videos will be available, the forms will be available, you'll be able to buy. We are going to have an ebook as well as a hardcover book, so for people that we can't ship books to, you're going to be able to download an ebook for it. So it's really going to come together into a pretty phenomenal site, but please just have some patience with us. But I found out I'm gluten intolerant, and I didn't know. And like I eat so healthy, but every day for lunch, and I don't variety my food as much. Laura would laugh, but I just love eating the same thing for lunch. I have my wrap, change what's in it, but a whole wheat, whole grain wrap, knowing that whole grains are super healthy. And an hour after lunch every single day, I would have stomach pain. And I was like, so weird. Like, why do I have stomach pain every day after lunch? I guess that's normal, right? Because you have it every day. And so did the detox, cut it out, and I'm like, oh, it's weird, my stomach pain's gone. And had this overuse toe injury from doing Ironman triathlon I've had it for 5 years now, and I tried everything. And the biggest thing, all of a sudden, I noticed about 9 days into the detox, my toe didn't hurt nearly as much. Inflammation, right? And the way I found out I was completely intolerant is that I kept going, and then I had some sushi. By the way, be careful, sushi has lots of hidden sources of gluten, so probably not a great time to have sushi unless you're doing like sashimis during your detox. It's not the best time. And the next day, my toe was just like, it was like an alarm signal. So I have been gluten-free now for a year, and life-changing for me, like really life-changing. Now, there are lots of hidden sources of gluten. You're going to want to do a little bit of research on that. Wheat Belly is a great book. It really explains all that. Wheat and gluten are not the same thing. Just, I want to clear that up quickly. Wheat is, the thing that grows out of the ground, the actual, stalk of wheat that has been hybridized and pulverized, and it's just not what our bodies can tolerate. Gluten is the protein. It's glue, right? Like that's what allows your pizza dough to stick together. It's the glue from gluten. It's literally glue. But gluten is found in so many other sources besides just wheat. So you can find it in barley.